Well, here we are again at Skelton Junction. As you can see here, we have the main line that goes straight through. It then splits up to the left, which we're going to Warrington, that's the LNWR, and the CLC, which goes to Gladebrook, you know, near Cadishead. So yeah, here's where the two lines split. One to the left going to Warrington, one straight on with still the rails on, Cadishead. See if you find any more clues on this Warrington line. So that is the line to Warrington. Warrington in that direction. I'll get a bit of close-up, see if there's anything left on the line. Here we are. As you can see, it's just a pure blockade. Got no chance of getting through that. Very close to Timperley now. Near all the trains in action. A piece of railway relic for you. Warrington line going over the British rail lines at Timperley. And here's the line. It crosses the main lines. Well, here it is on the other side of that bridge. As you can see, it's been dug out. Originally went on to there. So here we are, track bed. I was hoping to show you a curve that connected this line with a lower line. It's totally been taken out, totally been redeveloped, and it's a big posh housing estate now on the side, industrial things. Well, there you go. We have a dead end, a natural barrier. Just after all this foliage is the canal. I'll pick it up from the canal. So this is where the railway used to cross over the canal. That's the bridge that's out. Well, as you noticed on that last shot, the bridge was out over the canal. Come to this lovely viaduct. Goes nowhere, it just goes all the way along to the bottom of this street, then finishes. But obviously it proves very useful for these industrial units. So it's nice to see they've kept a bit of the architecture. So that big, where the van's turning now is where that viaduct was. This roadway was the railway. And I'm literally on the location now of our first station, Broadheath station. Where you can see the building across there is where there used to be a goods shed. No more, I'm afraid. So as I say, this lovely bypass was the original railway route to Warrington. Well, I've just travelled about half a mile down the line. Basically, like I say, the line had become a road. You had retail parks, you had Asda, you had building estates, and I finally managed to pick it up at this lovely location here. This is the official site of the trail that you can take if you want to go on your bike, walk or otherwise. I'd say I've travelled about a mile down the line, and it's a pure straight line, a through line as it were. Our first bridge of the day, going under. Right, here we are at the first traceable station. This is the location of Dunham Massey. It's a fantastic structure right next to the road, and the station was behind it. So as I said before, we had the station, and at the side of it we had some sidings. This was the entrance to them sidings. Obviously the gentleman bought it out and made it into a wonderful garden for himself. But if you look inside, you can see where the old cobbles were. I think it had two sidings, literally went over there. Shame we didn't keep the track. But yeah, this is the site of the Dunham Massey station sidings. Nicely located in his back garden. It's a nice railway box. Right, looking at the side of that station, got some nice brickwork here. Is this the original platform? Very close, if it was. Apparently there was a signal box here to complement that station, but good luck in tracing that. Very picturesque. I should say one very straight route. This is where we pass over the River Bollin. Apparently this is the border now between Manchester and Warrington. So we're leaving Manchester on our way to Warrington. Being on the next station. The track is widening slightly here, so I expect we're approaching our next station. Yep, I'm sure this is one of the platforms. Can you see that brickwork there? That is the edge. Unfortunately the outside edge, not the railway edge of the platform. It goes all the way along, it's nice and smooth. Obviously there's a lot of foliage been built on this since, which certainly outlines it, because I'm sure I can see the station building ahead. Yep, there's a bit more of that platform edging. And as we spin round, we have the station building, still intact. So this was Heatley and Warburton station. Apparently over there where that big fence is where the goods line used to go. So as I say, two lines fed this yard, and it was a busy railway station. Fantastic. And it looks like the platform edge is still intact as well. Excellent. Well done whoever. Fantastic. And just when you think you've captured everything, this little beauty comes up. The other side of the station. Oh, well done. No signs of the platform edges though. Well, no need to ask what part of the station that used to be. I think we've got the ladies and the gentlemen's toilets on this side. But yeah, building still intact. Beautiful. And this is the disused side. Yeah, this is a lovely find. I hope somebody buys this and does something with it. It's certainly worth it. And this was the original entrance. Very nice. Here's the frontal of that main building. Like I say, that was the station building. There was a level crossing here, and the main guy who controlled it was that who lived in that building. I don't know whether this is railway side, but this is very close to where the yard was at the side. So like I say, that was that second building, the station master's place. And there was a signal box here. Now let's go to Lymm. That's more trackside than that other structure. So I'm at Brush Green Road. The style of these buildings is in line with everything else that we've filmed today. There's not a station here or a goods platform. All I could think, this was the crossing. Maybe you could do some research, Allan, and fill us in. This was an old gatehouse. There's a lovely gatehouse here on Reddish Lane. Converted into a house, that's what I like to see. Obviously I'd take it there was a level crossing here. And so we are a couple more miles down the line. Our next station. This is the location of Lymm station. Very ornate railway infrastructure, still intact. Well done. So this is a trackside view. And there's what remains. which is not a lot. At least there are some clues that there used to be a railway here. Apparently the platform used to go all the way up there. Lovely. Whoa. And if you look deep enough, you do find the clues you're looking for. There's some of your platform edging. Just a tiny bit though, I think it's about 1 metre length at the most. So that's where the station was. Came all the way along here, the bit of an island platform, because it had some good sidings on the left and the right. So where this car park here is where the goods area was. Right, I'm at a location called Star Lane in Lymm. Found this old building on the side, looks very railway-fied. That's just the building attached. And here we have Statham Crossing. Next to our line. And here's a nice relic from the past. Good old iron girder bridge. There is a date on there, I'll see if I can get it. Obviously it's slightly deviated, I'd say that's 1866. E-Bargle. This is an A road just before the motorway. Apparently we've lost the railway now due to the expansion of the M6. Apparently they built round it, didn't go through it. Well, here we are at the M6. This was the original route of the railway. Went to the tunnel down there. Like I say, we've gone round. Looks like there used to be a little gem there that somebody's acquired. Little buggers. That's from the other side. Like I say, you would have gone straight on through a tunnel in the old days, but now you go up and over. That's where we're going. Next station is, strangely enough, Thelwall. Yeah, getting a bit more rural now, a bit more rugged. I like this. And so we come to Thelwall station. Not a lot to see, other than this lovely building that's been restored behind them trees. No signs of the platforms on either side, but yeah, building's still intact. This is Thelwall station from the outside, from the roadside. There she is, the station. Well done. Whoever built this estate, you deserve a medal. Very ornate on the top of this bridge. Let's go on. Yeah, latest bridge. Getting a bit more modern. Right, adjacent to that modern bridge is this old bridge, which is a lot lower. Apparently there used to be two lines here. This is the original route, which was funded then by the Manchester Ship Canal, so they could go over their canal to allow their precious boats to come through. Hence they started to build a gradient. So this was the original route. The majority of this route has been filled in with houses, industrial estates, but obviously there are still one or two clues left. Yeah, it's an amazing structure, this. A very typical 1800s. Not sure what the wooden beams were for. Apparently the first track went that way, through that hell. Right, so this is where we're going to lose a line, I'm afraid. We're going downhill now to the roadside. This high level would normally go along that line there and take you up to the Latchford Bridge, The viaduct, that is. The bridge we're not allowed on. Whoops. Oh dear. Like Caddy said, all over again. Lovely structure. Oh my God, would you believe it? There's a hole to be crawled in. I'm on the Latchford Viaduct. Oh, all the track is in situ. This is perfect. Oh wow, this is a gold mine. Urbex, eat your heart out. Let's go on. Look at this is fantastic infrastructure. This is what we couldn't see on the Thelwall Viaduct. Them engineers certainly knew what they were doing in their time. But it took many a navvies to build this. Not going down there. Oh, I don't need a drone for this. This is fantastic. A viaduct. Oh. It's a shame really, it does look generally intact, it just needs, like you say, a bit of maintenance, and they could have kept the line open. But British Rail being British Rail, penny pinchers, and that's the route back to Manchester again. Nice shot of them locks. And this is the route going back to Warrington. And I'll give you a nice scenic view from this side as well. This is my cheap version of a drone. I can't make the buzzing sounds, I'm afraid, so you'll just have to use your own imagination. But here she is. Latchford Bridge. Right, let's get on with the rest of the trip. Well, that first half of the trip is just like a lovely railway walk that's been specially made up by the councils, cleared out tracks as you've seen with few station remains. Now it's becoming very what I call Urbex. Lines that people haven't walked in years. It's fantastic up here. Just beyond the viaduct I can see the track and it's all still in situ. Let's go and investigate. So here we are on the other side. As you can see, the line has literally been abandoned. Unlike the Cadishead line, there's two lines here still in situ. It's as if they just shut the bridge and walked away. Mother Nature slowly taking over. That's that other line. Oh, it looks like a bit dense up here. Wow, this is getting challenging. Bring it on. At least the kids are having a bit of fun up here. Ooh. Yep, still in situ. Looks like we're losing half of it though. Let's keep going. This side's still in situ, but sleepers are down here and sporadic track here, there and everywhere. Hey, that was a bugger. Look at all these nettles to come. Let's go. We've not lost the track, it's just hiding underneath all that foliage. It's still there. And look what was hiding in the sidings here. Still got loads of track. And we should be very close now to Latchford Station. I'm at the location of Latchford Station and I'm afraid it's a no-no. No sign of it at all. Usually get some kind of clues, but nothing. Sorry. I'll keep looking. And that is looking back at the site of Latchford Station, and there's not a sign of it at all. Been through all the indents, undergrowth, not a thing to be seen. Destroyed. So from the front of the station you get this fantastic view of a girder bridge that goes over the ship canal. It's a road bridge, as you can see, but on the side here there's also two arches. These were for the lower level, the railway lines. You can just see them imprinted there. So the lower level, before the ship canal was built, this is the route it originally took, following this yard all the way along the riverhead until it went over where the viaduct is, or just before, as it were. Oh. And so we make the final approaches towards the Warrington district. Hopefully seeing more lines very shortly. I can honestly say that's the hardest route I have done so far. If I knew it was that bad I would have gone round, but looks like we're getting through the worst of it now. Through to the other side. That track is still intact and it looks a bit more passable. Oh, just let you know the hell I'm going through to bring you this wonderful production. This is chaos. Oh, but it's worth it. I like finding new stuff. This is chaos. Oh. Hopefully closer to Warrington now. Oh. And here we are, leading up to hopefully Warrington Yard. Just about a mile and a half of dense overgrowth. No chance of filming it, it's just pure overgrowth. Coming to this weird buffer stop. Let's see where it leads to. As you can see, very unused, but it looks like it does finally lead on to something useful ahead. It looks like the partly used tracks anyway. But, let's keep going. Well, that's where the other sidings start. That's for the lower level. We'll do the upper level and we'll walk back the lower level. A few railway trinkets still in situ. Let's make our way. Apparently just before that bridge ahead is where the first Warrington station used to be. So as we said before, this is the lower line, the one that was built before the ship canal took over and made it a lot higher. Hence we have the upper line. This was the main line that we all remember. And like I say, straight ahead is Warrington. So I've just come down to that lower line to inspect it. This first line has seen major use. The other one used dish. But I'd say out the four lines, going up and down that is, this is the one that's used the most. Obviously just for a head shunt to go around the corner. Oh, anyone want a rest? I do. Right, I am now at the site of Warrington's first railway station called Warrington Wilderspoon. This is where the train to Manchester originally terminated. They had not built the bridge that goes over the river at this stage. So this was the site of the first station. Loads of walkways over there, but no signs of any railway infrastructure at all. It's totally obliterated, obviously, to expand to accommodate for all this freight work. Shame, really. Here's an aerial shot of that first station. The other side of that bridge. And here's the girder bridge that goes over the waterway. hopefully, Warrington Arpley station is just beyond this bridge. This is the location of Warrington Arpley station. These were just general offices that run alongside the original Warrington Arpley station. Apparently the loco shed is behind me and is no longer standing. I'll see if I can get you a shot of it. Maybe there's a clue. It used to be here. Right, so there's the site of the station, yes. This is the site of the stabling point and where the engine shed was. See here where it's all sandy? That was the foundations for the engine shed. It's where I'm standing now. There's just one track still in situ. Other than that, it's all gone. In the 70s, 80s and 90s, this used to be a major stabling point. Look at it now. It's just as dead as the line that we've just walked. Shame really. So I'll leave you with a final shot looking at Arpley station. And there you go, we have a Warrington. End of the line. Hope you enjoyed the trip and hopefully it's less painful next time.